Howdy, howdy. So I had quite a few requests on doing these in the regular 12 by 12 because a lot of people don't have file folders on hand. Another thing too, they wanted to know about signatures. This one doesn't have any. This one, they're stapled, which will probably explain why it is I have that little band to cover them up in the back with. This one is going to get the elastic. And it's just either you wrap it around or you poke some holes. You leave the inside, straight, flat, and then you do your little tying out here on the back side. And this one should give us a nice little gold bow to accent everything with. And you'll just slide your signatures up underneath of it, and it'll hold it in. Now, I have 3 double-sided sheets here. You can do these with, I actually recommend if you're going to do these in the 12 by 12 to use cardstock 12 by 12. Yeah, they'd have to hit the floor. Okay, for this number 1, in the original thing here, I cut off this much from the end, okay, and went from there. We're going to omit cutting off anything. All right, another thing we're going to do is if you want to keep the little dotted line to maybe replicate our little tab here, you'll have to figure that out before you start measuring. I'm going to keep mine. Let's see. It's going to make that the top. Let's see what this looks like on the inside. And our first measurement, if I can find my ruler, is going to be at, and this is including the little dot, 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 right? We're going to go to 3 and, we're going to go to 4 inches, and we're going to draw our line. Okay, we're going to come in the other side, the same thing. We're going to come in 4 inches, draw a line. Okay, you're going to go over 1 and make a 1/8 mark. Okay, it's just one little tick, to do our little spine area. And the same thing over here. I guess I could have did it right then, but it's just 1 tick past. Now, you might have to trim this last section a little bit to keep everything from beating and banging. And we're going to give this some fold. Fold here. And get the second one folded up. Alright. Mine's not banging. Yay. Okay, so now if you want to keep your little tab, what you'll do is get your little dotted line lined up, and you're going to cut out 4 inches on either side. So again, you're going to come in, say at the 8, go down to the 12, start at 0, go to the 4. And then you'll have to take your scissors and cut your little angle. One there. And there's that. Now for the inside, on the original one, because file folders are about the same size as, they're 12 inches-ish. All right, they're 11 and something. All right. I don't remember what the something is, but it came in 2 inches. Now on this, I think 2 inches is going to leave just a little. It's going to be a little too much, I think. especially since we've already cut down a bunch of other bits and bobs here, right? So you can see where we're fixing to do this. I think I'm going to come in, I'm going to do 3 inches on both sides, just to, you know, to shorten it, making it a little bit smoother, smaller, a little more proportioned, whatever you want to say, right? I'm just going to line this up, and it's going to be 3 inches from either edge. And if you want to do the 1/8, I recommend putting it on the part that you're going to be cutting away from. Alright. And then over here, the same thing. We're going to come in 3 inches. And then we're going to back it up towards the edge 1/8. Okay. Now we're going to get to cut. And we're going to cut everything. Let me see if I can. Let me make my score line here a little bit sharper. Oh, a little too sharp, huh? Okay. And we're going to keep everything that's in here. So we're going to go from score line to score. I cannot see that line. There you have it. These will come in. Again, you can use, you know, I like the little button and the string type fasteners for these things in the middle. And there we have it, the 12 by 12 version of our file folder. And then we have these left over to make goodies with. And they are the only scraps so far. Okay. There's one. File folder number 2, I did not measure. I kind of just went with what was already there. And let me grab my second paper. Let's see, let's do it in this one. And let me show you how we did this. Now this is the top. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like this, where this little dot 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 is the tab section of our folder. Okay, and what we're gonna do is first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it in half. That little dotted line to the other side here. All right. And then we're going to open it up, and then each edge is going to come towards the center. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you don't actually overlap that, you know, your little fold line there, because it'll be bumping and banging on things. So this one will come in, turn it around, do the same thing on this end. And then, let's see, we had our folder tab was up at the top. It doesn't really matter on this one because we can cut it in anywhere we want it, right? So, I think what I'm going to do is do this almost the same thing I did on the last one. I'm going to do one in the middle. Just because I can, I guess. If I can get my thing lined up. And that's down 4 inches. Skip, and then do the last 4 inches. A little angle cut. All right, and there's that. Now for the inside, okay, It's just however big you want your pockets. If you want them huge, you go up here. If you want them smaller, you come down here. I kind of want mine, I want this, mine are going to be in line with that point. So I'm actually going to score because I do have a target in mind. You can fold wherever you want. You can put your tab wherever you want. Oh, we look like we're right here at the... Let me see if I can get my paper straight. Or straighten up. Alright. The 6. And at the 6. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fold, score, and fold on that line. Okay. These will be coming in. And then we'll be folding it over. Okay. For the pockets, the only thing you need to do is trim between them. And what you'll do is you'll, just a smidge all the way down to that score line, so they're not banging together. And you can do this with your knife if you want, and a ruler, make them straight, even. And there's that. These will come up. You'll tack them down. You'll fold these in if you want. And you'll notice too, a lot like this one here, adding that little bit in. You can also, if you want, take it off of this edge here, and that's going to make these two outer pieces, because this is what you're going by for that center. You'll see how it's smaller. You can do the same thing with this. It'll let you see what's going on as far as, behind the papers. Let me show you. Instead of these being forward, now ours are I kind of like the way they are offset, right? We're not going to do that with this because our little file thing here is in the middle. Okay, so line it up, and you can pretty much see where things will have to come off. I think it goes like this. Like that. And then I use my knife. Come down. Round it off a smidge. Alright, so if you want two, there's your two. You'll see more of the inside with it cut off. Now, it also changes the measurements. You won't have 4 equal sections. You'll just have these two and then the two outermost. And there, that's that. Okay, that's that. Do your pockets, everything. It's all good to go. And then for the third one, I did measure a little bit on this one because I want it to look like a little book while it was folded up. What I did with my other paper, here it is. Okay. And then the tap was, I think it was the one on the end. Actually, yeah, you can see where I had folded the end up. It was down this way. Okay, on this one, the tab. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half first off. Okay, and that's what we're going to work from. Now, I wanted the outer section to be equal and bigger than the inner flap sides. Okay, so from that center fold we just made, we're going to come over. Let's see, we got 6 inches. I'm going to come over to, let's do 3.5. If I could see my mark down here. And we're going to score. And you might have to press a couple times so you can see where you know it is on the other side. Over here. Go ahead and fold it. And fold this one. Alright. Okay. And then there's your base. Alright, so we have the larger sections and then the smaller sections that are going to fold in. Now for your pocket, again here, you can eyeball it. I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go pretty high. I'm going to go right about there. And see, that's about, it's 4 3/4. Okay, this section here. And there we have our lines. Oh, okay, and on those, you're going to do like you did on the last ones. You're going to separate them. And I just did straight lines on these 2 outer, you know, our little flaps here. Let me get my thing. It's kind of big for scissors. And you start at that score line that runs across and come down. Let me do that on both sides. Okay. Get that out of the way. Same thing down here. I know, y'all, I got the shakes again. My medicine has been in Fort Worth area for the since the 4th. So, I don't know. It'll get here when it gets here. Don't get me started on that daggone insurance company. Alright. Anyway. There. Now, for the one in the center, I folded it in half. I lined my ruler up with where it is, right on that score, and I picked the angle, pretty much. I started from the score line. I came out. I think that looks good. And an angle. And you could leave it like this, okay, and fold them up. But what I did is I took my ruler, and I just went one ruler width. And then I'm going to add a little bit more. I'll come up this way some. And used it to bring in the rest. That's if I can get my paper to stay put. Just like so. Make sure that they're even. Try to make sure that they're even. Okay. And there we have our 2 inside pockets. Okay, now these, I folded the one out and went up with it. This one this way and went up with it. And then there's that. This is the one that we just finished the other day. And yeah, it's about the same size because these file folders are the same width. They're just, this one is, like I said, way longer. So we have the same thing, the same version, just shorter. Okay, so there we have it. If you have any questions, and you can fold these in, you don't have to do them out, you know, you can do them however you like. You don't even have to do the little V fold. I just put it in mine. I really wanted to see this papers. I absolutely love those papers, right? But I wanted to see that. And these are 6x6s. This used, you know, these 2 each used 1 This was one sheet of a 6x6. This was one sheet of a 6x6. So were these. So if you have enough 6x6s, you are good to go. There's very little scrap. I had more scrap from the blue matting than I had from anything else. And yeah, I went with the brown on the inside of my little pockets there, just to, after I did that, I kind of wish I had done them, you know, elsewhere, but, you know, so there we go. All right, there's our 3 folios done in 12 by 12 papers. Is that one? And this one. And then this one. Okay, guys, I'm going to go see what else I can get into today.